Good evening, high school football fans. This is High School Football America for February the 4th, 2016. I'm Jeff Fisher, host of the show and founder and editor-in-chief of High School Football America and highschoolfootballamerica.com. Joining you on one of the biggest weeks outside of when the actual games are being played in high school football of the year, as yesterday was National Signing Day, and congratulations to all the student athletes that signed their letters of intent to figure out where they're going to be playing their college football. Congratulations to their families, to their teammates, coaches, the schools themselves, the communities. As they say, it takes a village to raise a young man, especially a good college football player. And we also want to congratulate all of the student athletes that are going to be going on to play at the next level. And that's not just D1. We're talking about, all the way down, D2, D3, NAIA. Congratulations on all the hard work and continued success as your careers continue. It was a big week for us as we announced our National Coach of the Year and our National Player of the Year, and that's what tonight's show is going to center on, as we are going to introduce you. Actually, he's been on the show before, but first time he's ever been our National Coach of the Year. Gary Joseph from Katy, Texas, led the Tigers to a number 3 overall ranking in the High School Football America Top 25 this year, winning another state championship in Texas, the 8th overall for the school, 4th under Joseph. And Coach Joseph, who's only lost 14 games in a dozen years, will be joining us on the show. He joined us a couple of years ago. I think it was last year. No, not last year, meaning 2014. Before the start of the season. So we're going to talk to Coach Joseph about what was an incredible year for the Tigers with 10 shutout victories. They steamrolled to that state championship in Texas in the Class 6A Division II category. So congratulations to Coach Joseph. And also we named our National Player of the Year. And we do this, by the way, the Coach and the Player of the Year in conjunction with the National High School Coaches Association, a 501c3 that's been releasing coaches and players of the year in 20 boys and girls sports since 2000. Our winner in the Player of the Year category, Sean McGrew, who yesterday signed his letter of intent to play at the University of Washington. A mighty might. 5'7", maybe 5'8", I don't know. In spikes, he might be 5'8", who played for St. John Bosco in Bellflower, California, in Southern California. Had an incredible career for 3 years. His team did not lose in the very, very rough Trinity League. And Sean McGrew is our National Player of the Year. It's the second year in a row we've had kind of a mighty might, as last year Kyler Murray of Allen, Texas, the quarterback there. Everybody said he was a little undersized. Had a great season and won the award. So we're going to talk to Coach Joseph and Sean McGrew on the show. Second half of the show for Sean. Coach Joseph coming up in maybe about 5 or 6 minutes. Great day for 2 schools in Florida leading the way on National Signing Day, as IMG Academy and St. Thomas Aquinas, 2 teams that ended up ranked in the High School Football America Top 25 this year. Each school had 13 players go on to Division I, so congratulations to them. Alabama, again, leading the way on the college front, as they were once again the team that came down with the number 1 class when it comes to recruiting. 24/7 Sports Composite team rankings said that the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban and company, number 1 once again. Okay, well, we're going to have Coach Joseph here in a second, but before we do that, got to let you know about all of our partners here, starting with USA Today High School Sports. Always check out the Super 25 rankings for football in season, and then outside they've got basketball. We actually help them out with the wrestling. We do that in conjunction with the NHSCA, and you can check them out at usatodayhss.com. Also brought to you tonight by the good folks at Southern Sport. I've seen some new styles. Oh, they look good. Joey Tykert showing me what the new debris inhibitor razor looks like. 2016 variety, over 20 colors. Gonna love it. You can get a discount on your order by going to TDIrazor.com. That's razor with a U, R-A-Z-U-R, TDIrazor.com, and putting in the code HSFA, and you will get a discount on your order. And more importantly, it keeps those pesky rubber pellets from field turf out of your shoes and gives you the great look of spatting without the high cost of tape. Also brought to you tonight by the good folks at Echo 1612. Probably years ago, you didn't think it was ever possible to get instant replay on your sideline 8 seconds after the play's over. A great way to coach the kids. Show is better than tell, and Echo 1612 came up with how this all works. It's easy, it's quick, it's very efficient. Lets you make tomorrow's adjustments today. I mean, really. Your wide receiver runs the wrong route. You can show him that he ran the wrong route and then show him how to do the right route and all those other good things. You can get to echo1612.com by just clicking on the banner ad at highschoolfootballamerica.com. And also brought to you tonight by the good folks at Crossover with a K, crossover.com/football to get a 5-minute free demo from the good folks there. They'll help you break down your game film, save you so much time and money. You won't be wasting your Sundays or Saturdays, breaking down your game film, whether it's your teams or your opponent that you're scouting. They'll do all that for you cost effectively. You can go to Echo and to Crossover by clicking on the banner ads at highschoolfootballamerica.com. Okay, stay tuned. We are ready to rock and roll here. First up on the on-deck circle right now, it is Gary Joseph, head coach at Katy, the 2015 National Coach of the Year for High School Football America and the NHSCA. And then on the back half of the show, we'll talk with Sean McGrew, the NHSCA High School Football America Player of the Year. But first, a word from our sponsors. And when we come back, Gary Joseph will talk about what was a great year for the Katy Tigers. That and more. You're listening to High School Football America. Instant replays on a high school football sideline? Seriously? Yes, the future is here with Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System. Echo's cutting-edge technology was the first to the market 2 years ago. Echo delivers instant replay to your sideline on an iPad within seconds of a play being finished so that you can make tomorrow's coaching changes today. This NFHS-approved product may be the biggest change in high school football since the invention of the helmet. Coaches, you'll gain a competitive edge by adding Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System to your coaching toolbox. How cool is this? The Echo Instant Replay Sideline System works with both your current booth and end zone cameras, plus, and this is an important point, Echo works without any cellular connection, data plans, or internet. The list of high school football programs using Echo 1612 system is growing daily, meaning your opponent may already have a game time advantage. You don't want to be left out, do you? The Echo 1612 advantage is simple. Echo plus an iPad equals instant replay on your sideline that improves your game planning. Seriously, you'll be making coaching adjustments in real time, not the day after. Except no copycats, Echo 1612 is the best on the market. Echo 1612's cutting-edge technology helps you make tomorrow's adjustments today. Learn more at echo1612.com. Field turf rubber pellets, be gone. The Debris Inhibitor Razor is a seamless outer sock that was specifically designed to keep crumb rubber and other fine debris from artificial or grass-playing surfaces out of an athlete's shoes and socks, thus keeping such debris out of gym bags and locker rooms. The Razor, spelled R-A-Z-U-R, is favored by athletes who want the look of tape, by trainers who no longer have the time to tape only for show, and by moms who no longer want that crumb rubber in the house. The Debris Inhibitor Razor is made in America. It's 70% nylon and 30% spandex, making it extra lightweight and very durable, and it's backed by a 1-year performance guarantee. The Debris Inhibitor Razor covers just the right amount of a player's shoe while keeping those shoelaces tight. It's fully customizable, machine washable, and more importantly, it's easy to get on and off. The Debris Inhibitor Razor comes in 23 colors, and sizes are youth, medium, large, and for that extra big foot, extra large. Founded in 2010 by former University of Mississippi All-SEC football player Carl Hoppy Langley III, Southern Sport Inc. created the Debris Inhibitor to improve athletic performance by protecting athletes, allowing them to look and feel better with technically advanced products engineered with superior fabric construction, patented design, and proven innovation. Get a discount on your order by using the High School Football America code HSFA when you order at tdirazor.com. That's razor spelled with a U at tdirazor.com. If you're scouting your opponents without Crossover's game film breakdown platform, you're missing an opportunity to get a huge edge over the competition. Crossover's service lets you upload game film from your hard drive, video camera, or other websites like Huddle. Their team of football experts will then clip and tag the game with player and formation info so that when you log into your account, you can filter the clips however you'd like. They'll also automatically prepare a comprehensive tendency report and down and distance report for your staff so you can see exactly what your opponents like to call in specific situations. We all know that every coach spends countless hours preparing before a game. It's not about the time you put in, it's about what you do with that time. That's Crossover's biggest advantage. It allows you to use your prep time more efficiently and get an even deeper level of insight since you don't have to waste time setting up the film. Check them out. You're going to love them. You can sign up for a quick free demo at crossover.com/football. That's crossover with a K.com/football. USA Today High School Sports is America's leading platform for high school football. The Super 25 team rankings and expert American Family Insurance All-USA list have been determining the best of the best nationally and locally for more than 3 decades. Be sure to check out usatodayhss.com, the best in the game for everything high school football. This portion of High School Football America brought to you by USA Today High School Sports. Remember, in season, the Super 25 comes out each and every Monday at noon Eastern Time. Learn more at usatodayhss.com. Well, as we mentioned at the top of the show, we take a little bit of time after the season's over to name our Coach of the Year and Player of the Year and our All-America team, and we do it in concert with the National High School Coaches Association, which since 2000 has been naming Coaches of the Year and Players of the Year in 20 boys and girls sports. And we're very proud tonight on the show to have our National Football Coach of the Year. He's been very, very successful since taking over as the head man at Katy in Katy, Texas, a dozen years ago. This past season, another great year, maybe one of the best. We're going to find out in a second. A perfect 16-0 mark, the Texas Class 6A Division II champs. 10 shutouts along the way. What a year it was for the Tigers, and Gary Joseph is on the line to talk about what was a great year and the honor that comes along with having a great year and a great career at Katy. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you having us.
Well, we're grateful to have you on here, and certainly proud to have you as this year's honoree, and we're going to talk about that honor in just a little bit. But let's kind of dial it back here. About a month and a half ago, you put the cherry on the sundae with another state championship. Number 4 for you is leading Katy. And is there a way now that you've had a little bit of time to think about it, to put in perspective how good this year's team was and the run you made, as opposed to some of the other great runs you've had there at Katy?
Well, it really has been. You start breaking down film from this past season. As you do it, you realize, how good these kids actually were. As you playing and you go through the season, you don't think about that. And, you kind of take it for granted and things because that's what they're supposed to be doing. But going back and watching, these kids had an exceptional year, on both sides of the ball.
Talking to Gary Joseph tonight, the National High School Coaches Association Coach of the Year for this past season, outscoring opponents 778-62. Like I said, the shutout mark is incredible, double digits in that. Again, let's talk about the defense, how good it was, and maybe you can work some of the names of the kids in there. Who were some of the standouts on this defense that led you to such a great year defensively?
Well, this defensive team was different and special, and that we had about 4 of them that were 3-year starters, and they, those kids, played in the 48th game in the state championship game. One kid I had that, since I've been in Katy for 34 years, played as a freshman, so he played in his 64th game. So you start talking 64 games. The experience for those kids is overwhelming. And Colin Wilder was our 4-year letterman. 3-year starter. He was, on the All-American team. He was not just a really fine football player, he was our free safety, but he was a great leader. And, his leadership abilities was second to none. And by the end of the thing, as you can imagine, when you're playing that many games, that smart, it was like having another coach on the field.
I can imagine.
Travis Warlock was our other safety, and he's good enough to have been offered a scholarship to Northwestern. And obviously, he's a very intelligent kid, too. So I felt like we had as good a safety combination as there was in the state of Texas. Travis was extremely smart. He could do a lot of things for us. He was a 3-year starter, too. And no doubt, those two, kept the back end of our defense, very, very sound and could help the other people. And they made the other people around them better. Patty Fisher, our inside linebacker, he was a 3-year starter. He missed 7 games during the regular season with a broken hand. It had screws and plates put in. And we're fortunate enough to get him back about the time the playoffs started and stuff. So he was able to play the last 6 games throughout the playoffs. And he's an exceptional football player. He had the Greater Houston area had a Lombardi Award, similar to the big Lombardi thing and stuff. They were there the same night. And Patty was a Houston area winner of the most outstanding linebacker in the Houston area as a Lombardi Award winner. So it tells you a little bit about what kind of football player he was. And then the other one was Giovanni Stewart. And Giovanni he's going to West Virginia. Exceptional young athlete. He's only about 190 pounds, but he is very versatile. He was second on our team in sacks. He created a lot of pressure, caused like 6 or 7 fumbles. So, those kids with a senior leadership. We had a couple other seniors that started. Our nose tackle, Joey Woodring, was a 3-year letterman. He did a great job for us. And then our sack lead on our team was a junior kid that's coming back, fortunately, next year. And he's already gotten, several offers from Division I schools. That's Corey Bethley. And Corey had 16 sacks, and no doubt those kids were the focal point of our defense, and the kids around them that played around them, they made them better. And as the year went on, those other kids got to be really good football players too.
Talking to Gary Joseph tonight, head coach at Katy, Texas, 4 state championships in a dozen years and 8 appearances in the state championship game, the 2015 National High School Coaches Association Coach of the Year, which the award is presented in cooperation with us here at High School Football America. And Coach, certainly you get a lot of accolades and also all the pressure by being the head coach, but that defense and that offense couldn't have done the job they did this year without that assistant coaching staff that you have. And I always like to, especially when we're doing our Coach of the Year, have the winner of the award talk about those guys that also make you look pretty good. Tell us a little bit about that defensive staff and some of the other guys on that staff that had another outstanding year for Katy.
Oh, they're not just great coaches; they're great people, and they're the kind of people you'd want your son coached by. They understand the game. They understand, how the game needs to be played too, and hopefully our kids exhibit that on the field, and they play with a lot of character and a lot of class, and they do it the right way. But our defensive coordinator played for me at Katy High School, and it's Matt McDaniel, and of course. Just counting up in 12 years, they played in 184 games. So people say he's got 12 years experience. Well, no, he's got about 18 years experience and stuff, and stuff. So he does an outstanding job. He understands our system. He understands what we're doing. He understands, both the secondary and front. So he does a great job of coordinating our defense. Our inside linebacker coach is Tim Ripperger, and Coach Rip came here my first year as the head coach at Katy. He's been from the defensive line to linebacker, so he understands a lot of it and stuff. He coaches our inside backers. And then our defensive line coach, Bobby Ortiz. Bobby does a super job. I moved him over from the other side of the ball. He's been an offensive coach, but he's moved over the last couple of years. He's been here, 11 years and stuff. So what I'm trying to, get to is there's been a lot of continuity, and that helps you immensely and stuff. And Bobby, both the kids he coached, defensive ends he coached, were both all district players and good football players, and both of them are coming back. So they were young kids that we had. And then Our nose tackle coach, we have one that coaches our nose, Eric Hammond. Eric had come in his first year to be with our program. And he just stepped in and did an outstanding job. I can't say enough about the job he did, with our nose guards on all levels and stuff. And then our secondary coach, we had, Derek Ward, and his first year coaching the secondary, he coached it along with Doug Smith. And, of course, I oversaw that part of it and stuff. But those coaches, came in and did a really, really fine job, obviously, and stuff. So they complimented the rest of our staff, our offensive staff. And that's what I kept trying to tell people. Your defense is only as good as your offense, and our offense, kept our defense from being in bad situations. If you only get up that few points as we did throughout the year, but you're not putting them in situations where they're having to defend their own goal line all the time. And, we made mistakes, but they did a great job of minimizing those. Our offensive coordinator played for me at Katy and stuff. He played in 1996, so he's been here. He's been around. He's very, very, very knowledgeable. Obviously, it's B.J. Gott, and B.J. coaches our tight ends. Our offensive line coach, Joe Longacre, played at Arizona, played for us here in Katy, played on the 2003 state championship team here at Katy and stuff. Joe does a really fine job. Nate Bryant, another one of our offensive line coaches, played on a 2007 state championship. And so what I'm trying to tell you is we've got people that are here, that have been here before, that understand the importance of what we're doing and stuff. But Nate does an outstanding job with our young kids, and Tom McPherson, who also is our head baseball coach, has won over 700 games here, worked with the offensive line too. The offensive line is very important at Katy High School, and those guys do a really good job with it. Our running back coach is Kevin Garland. Kevin came here, it was his first year here, and he came in from the Dallas area, and he adds a lot to our staff and really did a fine job. Of course, he coached Kyle Porter and has a couple of good running backs in the fold, so we're looking for him to to keep contributing what he has and stuff. And then our quarterback coach is Craig Daly. He's done as good a job of coaching our quarterbacks as we've had here. We've had some really, really fine quarterback coaches, but Craig does a good job with our kids and our kids on all levels and stuff, and does a good job of helping manage the game. Coach Gott in the press box, so Craig is the voice on the field, and Craig does a really good job. And our receiver coach is Brett Hogerson, and Brett, he does a super job of coaching. Of course, he's got a lot of coaching lineage. His brother's a head coach out of West Virginia and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, Brett does a great job with our wide receivers. And then our special teams coordinator is J.D. Williams, and J.D.'s another kid that played for us in 2000. And this was his, first opportunity to coach on a team that played, won a state championship. He was there last year when we played for one and stuff. So those guys, I can't say enough about the job they do and coaching, but not just coaching, but helping with our kids and the character of our kids.
Yeah, Gary Joseph on the line tonight, head coach at Katy, 2015 National High School Coaches Association Football Coach of the Year, record of 168-14 in a dozen years as the head coach. And you were talking about the bloodlines there, Coach. How much of a smile do you get on your face when, remember when these guys were, they were in the pads, and you're tough on them, right? Every coach is tough on their players, but what does it mean to you to have guys like you have now on your staff that have come back and after you beat them up all during their 4 years of playing there, want to actually coach side by side with you?
Oh, it's a great feeling. And I said, you talk about that. It's called tough love.
Yep.
And those coaches understand and understood, and that's why they're here. When we coach them and we coach them hard, it's nothing personal. It's not about it. Just we're trying to make sure they understand and pay attention to detail. It's a discipline of the program, doing the little things right, and they understand that, and that's why they come back here to coach, because they know how important it is to this high school and this community, and they want to see this high school continue to be successful. And it's a really neat place to coach and a neat place to work. You get great support from our administration, our principals here on campus, and our athletic director. She's as good as anybody is in the United States and things. And, she takes a lot of pressure off us when we get in the playoffs, because she sets up all the games and does all the stuff. And we just get to coach, and that's the fun part about it and stuff. You know, and I also have it's somebody everybody should have. I've got probably the best secretary, that sits there and does all the paperwork for me that allows me to coach. And what I'm saying is these people give us a chance to be successful, and having those kids that have played for us, before is all part of it. It's always neat to see any of them come back, not just the coaches, but any of them come back and share stories with us, because this is kind of like a family around here.
Yeah, no, and one of the things, you were talking about the fans. Some of the best fans I know on Twitter. Anybody steps out of line, your fans are there to support the Tigers. That's for sure. I've experienced that once or twice. All good, but it happens. You guys are good. But one of the things I think too that I've learned by reading about the program and watching it from afar here in Los Angeles is, as opposed to a lot of programs, you guys aren't bringing in like 20 D1 talents each and every year. It truly is a system. Tell the people out there that aren't familiar with Katy, you've got big numbers, but these are all kids, and I think I read it in one article said, they all have to be coached up when they get here. They know the system, but they got to be coached up. Talk about that a little bit for me.
Well, we're very fortunate here, and that our people at our school, that our coaches coach their kids from the time they're freshmen to the time they're seniors. And we do that instead of having a freshman coach or a sub-varsity coach. They're all varsity football coaches, and they're all people that understand detail. And by doing that, the terminology is all the same. The techniques that they've been taught as freshmen are the same techniques that we're teaching to our seniors. It's just on a different level and things, and you're able to keep adding on instead of sitting there having to start over after our freshman or sophomore year. And it makes all the difference in the world. Our kids, are blue-collar kids, to be real honest with you. They're not afraid of work. You walk into the field house, and the first thing you see is a trophy case. It's expectations. And the expectations have gone way up. And they know and understand that they're expected to carry on the traditions of this school and this place and things. And it makes a big difference in things. We do have high expectations. It not just in our football program now, but in all the programs in our school. This year we were very fortunate. We had, double the number of Division I players we had last year. We had 5 and stuff, and that's probably as many we've ever had at Katy High School in 1 year. Mm-hmm. But it was, and it showed up with the the way we could play and things. But, we this school and this place, we stress unselfishness and we stress teamwork, which is not the way of the world right now. The way of the world is about individualism, about me and how good I am and stuff. And our kids still understand that the glory is in the team, and their recognition will become, and it has come because of the success of our team. And as long as they do that, and the expectations don't change, and I think our program's on pretty solid ground.
Yeah, Gary Joseph on the line tonight, 2015 National High School Coaches Association Coach of the Year, presented by High School Football America. And you mentioned, Coach, you've been there a long time before taking over 12 years ago as the head coach. You were there as an assistant. How different are you? Did you ever think back 30 years ago? I mean, I don't know. Did you ever predict that here you would be in 2015 with a record of 168-14? And how different are you? What were your dreams like back then when you came to Katy?
Well, like every other young coach, I played for my father, who was a football coach and stuff, and he was coach for many years, and he was the head of the High School Coaches Association here in Texas for many years and stuff. So it's not like that I didn't understand what I was getting into and what I was going to get into. It was when I first came to Katy, it was kind of rough. We took our lumps and stuff, but we had to build a program. And, it had to, the kids had to understand the expectations. Like I talked about a while ago, it wasn't always like that, and it was a building process. You can't say anything to anybody. It's, patience is something that was extremely important around here. And I know a lot of places, it's about now. It's about instant gratification and stuff. But I knew what I was getting into and things. I did not even think that I thought we were going to have 4 state championships and won and played in the game 8 times just a head coach. But, I was fortunate enough to, win 3 state championships as a defensive coordinator and stuff. and we played in 5 then. So, you don't ever look back on your career and say, well, you're going to play in a state championship game in the state of Texas 13 times. That's almost unheard of and stuff. But, it's been a good run and things. And no doubt, we're looking forward to next year too.
Tell me a little bit about how much of Dad is in you as a coach. What'd you learn from him? What are the good things? Has he given you through the years some advice to say, hey, this is who you should be as a head coach or an assistant coach?
Nah, he only advice he ever gave me, and I tell people it's about the kids. And he said, as long as you take care of your kids and take care of them, and you're a man of high character, and you coach them that way, then he knew I'd be successful. But we do things. People say, well, no, I didn't teach him that. But he showed me the way and things. It was great getting to play for him way back when too. Now you look back at some of the things that went on then. The game has changed. A lot of the fundamentals are still the same.
Yeah, it's still a fun thing to be a part of, though, right? Gary Joseph on the line tonight. We're going to wrap things up here. In addition to this national award, you're also being honored this year coming up in the springtime, a member of the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. And I guess we'll lump it all together here with this question. When you get accolades like that, like this, and you've won other awards through the years because of your success at Katy, what does it mean to you? Can you put it into words?
Oh, you can't put it in words. It's a humbling experience. I understand it's not just about me. This is about our program, and it's about Katy High School and these kids and all these coaches. This is an award for us. This is an award for our Katy community. It's something that they can be proud of and things, and proud of our staff. I take it as a staff award. And it's because of the success we've had here at Katy and things. And, there's been a lot of people and a lot of coaches that have coached for me that are head coaches now and have gone on that have helped contribute to this. But the great thing that we have at Katy is a community that wants to get out and support their kids. And it's very old-fashioned that they want to see their kids do well. They let us coach their kids because they understand that our coaches are going to take care of them. And we've had success, so it's hard to argue with success. But it's not an award just about Gary Joseph. It's about an award about what we've done here at Katy High School and in our community in our district.
Very, very well said. We're going to wrap up with one question here because everybody is already thinking, tomorrow, actually we're taping this on Tuesday, so it's signing day is just passed. It's Thursday now. Everybody's looking ahead to 2016. You say you got some talent there. Can you give us a little sneak peek inside, under the hood, however you want to put it, of Katy 2016?
We won't be as far along at the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, we'll be a good football team. We have, as I said, Corey Bethley's coming back. Got about 4 starters on defense coming back, and Bethley, our sack leader, is coming back, and he'll be the leader of our defense. And offensively, we have about 3 offensive linemen and tight end coming back. We're having to find a quarterback. We feel like we got a couple of good running backs in the fold. We had a freshman that came in this year and had about 700 yards rushing and 16 touchdowns in 4 games. So we feel like that he'll be able to help us running game wise. It's just he's got to grow up. He's a freshman, and the pounding you take in this league and this division, if you're not physically strong, it'll wear you out. In a 16-game season. So, we understand we've got a lot of work to do in our off season and things, but again, it goes back to expectations, and the expectations aren't going down any.
No, you've set the bar pretty high there, Coach. Well, we appreciate you joining us on the show tonight, and congratulations on what's been an incredible career. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination, but we do appreciate having you as our National Coach of the Year. Very, very proud to have you in that capacity, given it your fine track record and really like your family, bloodlines there, like you talked about with Dad and all that. So thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations on the award.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate y'all honoring myself and Katy High School as you have. It's quite a class thing to do.
You're very, very welcome. All right, when we come back, time to talk to our National Player of the Year, Sean McGrew. from St. John Bosco in Southern California. He's the High School Football America NHSCA National Player of the Year. That and more after these words from our sponsors. You're listening to High School Football America. Instant replays on a high school football sideline? Seriously? Yes, the future is here with Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System. Echo's cutting-edge technology was the first to the market 2 years ago. Echo delivers instant replay to your sideline on an iPad within seconds of a play being finished so that you can make tomorrow's coaching changes today. This NFHS-approved product may be the biggest change in high school football since the invention of the helmet. Coaches, you'll gain a competitive edge by adding Echo 1612's Instant Replay Sideline System to your coaching toolbox. How cool is this? The Echo Instant Replay Sideline System works with both your current booth and end zone cameras, plus, and this is an important point, Echo works without any cellular connection, data plans, or internet. The list of high school football programs using Echo 1612 system is growing daily, meaning your opponent may already have a game time advantage. You don't want to be left out, do you? The Echo 1612 advantage is simple. Echo plus an iPad equals instant replay on your sideline that improves your game planning. Seriously, you'll be making coaching adjustments in real time, not the day after. Except no copycats, Echo 1612 is the best on the market. Echo 1612's cutting-edge technology helps you make tomorrow's adjustments today. Learn more at echo1612.com. Field turf rubber pellets, be gone. The Debris Inhibitor Razor is a seamless outer sock that was specifically designed to keep crumb rubber and other fine debris from artificial or grass playing surfaces out of an athlete's shoes and socks, thus keeping such debris out of gym bags and locker rooms. The Razor, spelled R-A-Z-U-R, is favored by athletes who want the look of tape, by trainers who no longer have the time to tape only for show, and by moms who no longer want that crumb rubber in the house. The Debris Inhibitor Razor is made in America. It's 70% nylon and 30% spandex, making it extra lightweight and very durable, and it's backed by a 1-year performance guarantee. The Debris Inhibitor Razor covers just the right amount of a player's shoe while keeping those shoelaces tight. It's fully customizable, machine washable, and more importantly, it's easy to get on and off. The Debris Inhibitor Razor comes in 23 colors, and sizes are youth, medium, large, and for that extra Bigfoot, extra large. Founded in 2010 by former University of Mississippi All-SEC football player Carl Hoppy Langley III, Southern Sport Inc. created the Debris Inhibitor to improve athletic performance by protecting athletes, allowing them to look and feel better with technically advanced products engineered with superior fabric construction, patented design, and proven innovation. Get a discount on your order by using the High School Football America code HSFA when you order at TDIRazor.com. That's razor spelled with a U at TDIRazor.com. If you're scouting your opponents without Crossover's game film breakdown platform, you're missing an opportunity to get a huge edge over the competition. Crossover's service lets you upload game film from your hard drive, video camera, or other websites like Huddle. Their team of football experts will then clip and tag the game with player and formation info so that when you log into your account, you can filter the clips however you'd like. They'll also automatically prepare a comprehensive tendency report and down and distance report for your staff so you can see exactly what your opponents like to call in specific situations. We all know that every coach spends countless hours preparing before a game. It's not about the time you put in, it's about what you do with that time. That's Crossover's biggest advantage. It allows you to use your prep time more efficiently and get an even deeper level of insight since you don't have to waste time setting up the film. Check them out. You're going to love them. You can sign up for a quick free demo at crossover.com/football. That's crossover with a K.com/football. USA Today High School Sports is America's leading platform for high school football. The Super 25 team rankings and expert American Family Insurance All-USA list have been determining the best of the best nationally and locally for more than 3 decades. Be sure to check out usatodayhss.com, the best in the game for everything high school football.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, Sean. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Can't complain. It's early in the morning. Sorry to do this to you.
That's fine. I gotta get up this early every day, anyways.
Okay, well, we just got back from a 35-day road trip, so we're pretty much on Eastern and Central time. So I'm getting up way too early. Go to bed early. I guess that's healthy. But anyway, so the way we do this, I don't know if you heard Quentin's, but it's really pretty straightforward. It's a just live to tape, and what that means is, I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to do a little introduction to the show. I'll welcome you to the show. You can say, thanks, Jeff. Nice to be here, whatever it is. And then we'll just kind of take a little bit of a stroll through things. We'll start just to give you a little bit of where your mind should be. We'll start with obviously yesterday, which was a big day for you. And then we'll talk about, obviously the award a little bit. And just kind of your career and a look back. Jesse had sent me some stuff that I put in the article. I thought some of those things were interesting about you being more than just, a good football player. I'd like to kind of have a little fun, talking about what you did as a kid and how that kind of shaped you and all that sort of stuff. So if you don't have any questions, we can get ready and go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, stand by. Let me push these buttons here. And you can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so Corey, this is for tonight's show. Sean McGrew, you will see him in the rundown. And it comes your way in 3, 2. This portion of High School Football America brought to you by USA Today High School Sports. Check out the Super 25 in all sports by going to usatodayhss.com. Well, at the beginning of the show, we talked with our Coach of the Year, Gary Joseph from Katy, Texas, and now it's time to turn our attention to a young man who's had a fine career in Southern California that I've been able to watch over the 3 years since moving out here, changing the base of high school football America. Sean McGrew, great football player for St. John Bosco, and we have honored him along with the National High School Coaches Association as our 2015 National Senior Football Player of the Year. Pretty good company as last 3 winners, just to give you an idea of who they were. Kyler Murray from Allen, Texas, the great quarterback there. Leonard Fournette of LSU, went to St. Augustine High School in Louisiana. And the Heisman Trophy winner in 2013 was our National Player of the Year, Derrick Henry. And Sean McGrew has some great stats. Before I bring him in here, I just want to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what Sean did during his career. Maybe the biggest one, and we'll talk about this with him, didn't lose a Trinity League game for St. John Bosco. For most of you that have been listening to the show over the last 5 years, there's 2 or 3 or 4 good leagues, and the Trinity League is one of those great high school leagues out here. A record-setting win streak for St. John Bosco, and along the way, 5,700 plus yards rushing, a career average just under 10 yards per carry. 9.1 is what he had, and just his coach Jason Negro, who's been on the show several times, said, Sean McGrew is one of those type of student athletes you want to be a kid that you have to coach and watch him grow. And Sean's on the line right now to talk about a great year, a great day yesterday as he officially became a Washington Husky. So we got a lot to talk about. Welcome to the show, Sean.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on here, and certainly we want to talk about the award. But yesterday, a big day. You made your verbal in the spring last year, and it ended up being where you were going. You're a Washington Husky. Tell me a little bit about that, and kind of the where your mind is on a day like that when you know that high school's behind you, and now it's time to start thinking about the big game of college football.
Well, it was awesome to be able to celebrate a day like yesterday and make things official. I've been dreaming about playing college football since I was 6 years old when I started playing flag. So this is a dream come true
to sign to a great Pac-12 school and pretty much just live the dream that I've been dreaming about since I was a little kid.
And one of the things that you talked about back in the spring was you were pretty darn sure that Washington was the school for you. And in a day and age in social media, when we've got players like yourself, making an announcement and then changing and decommitting, and of course there's many reasons for that. You stuck with it. Tell the listeners what attracted you to Washington and made you want to be a Husky.
First off, Coach Peterson's just a great guy. And his coaching staff, and just what he has to offer up at Washington with his Built to Life program, and stuff that he offers outside of just being a football player. His program just helps you become the best student possible and the best man possible, which was really eye opening to my parents and me, and which is what I thought I needed going forward in my life to prepare me for the future. And a lot of kids nowadays are committing and decommitting, and I wanted to stay solid with my commitment because I thought that was important to me, and it just showed the type of person I would be coming into a school, that I would just stay committed and be a solid commit instead of committing, decommitting, going to like 3 different schools on a recruiting process.
Your word is the best way to sum that one up. We're talking tonight with Sean McGrew, the star running back, St. John Bosco in Bellflower, California. He's the National High School Coaches Association Senior National High School Football Player of the Year, the award jointly presented with High School Football America. Very proud to have gotten to know Sean, and I joked, I think when I saw you during the fall, I don't know, I've seen different listings, everything from 5'8", 170, we can mix it up there, but let's face it, you're not that big of a guy. Let's go inside the mind of what makes you tick, because for all those people out there that look at stats, size, speed, which you have that, you don't fit the typical mold of a Division 1A football player. What gives you the heart and soul to kind of go outside of the size you were given by God?
First, you gotta have some motivation, obviously, and I think when people doubt my size, and I search stuff all the time and just like see what people say about me, and everyone's always talking about my size, which it just motivates me to play bigger than I am and just show everyone that someone who's 5'7" can play at the next level and play at the highest level of high school football, and I think it's kind of an advantage to me. Playing running back, being this size and this fast, is that since I'm so small, it's hard for people that are big to break down and tackle me, because I'm so quick and fast that they'll never be able to get a clean hit on me, or completely. As soon as I break them down, I think I can run around them, and I just use everything as an advantage. And obviously, it might hurt a little bit more once you get a clean hit on me. It's still small, but I'm gonna get back up no matter what, and I've proved that playing in the toughest league in high school football.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And folks, how fast is he? A silver medalist in the 100-meter dash at the California Track and Field Championships. No small feat there with that. You gave me a good segue there into your time at Bosco and what you guys have done. You've been part of the High School Football America Top 25 and other national ranking services during your career. That win streak is pretty darn impressive. Not because it's a win streak, but where it's come. And we've had Coach Negro on here talking about it. Quentin Davis, when he was on last year, talked about how good the Trinity League is. But you performed in this league for 3 years. Is there any way to kind of summarize for the listeners out there how good this league is here in Southern California?
I definitely can. Talking to Josh Rosen about this, or just any guys that have left Boston and gone on to the next level. I always ask them, what's the difference between high school football and the game speed of college football? And most of them say that it's not any different playing in our league. It just hurts more when you get to the next level.
That's a pretty good way to sum it up. Josh Rosen, of course, just had a great year at UCLA, and one of the things we talked about back in the fall was trying to fill that hole that Josh left because he was such a great leader, and you and many of the other seniors had to kind of fill that gap there. Certainly you didn't get the complete goal. You guys made it to the Pac-5 final, which was tough in and of itself. But how do you think you guys did this past year? How would you summarize it? Like I said, I know you came a little short, but it was still a great year. How would you characterize 2015?
2015 was a great year. It was an awesome year. I think we proved a lot of people wrong, and everyone knew we were going to be good, but I don't think they knew we were going to be that good. And Quentin Davis came in and stepped up, and just pretty much he was the biggest part of our offense, just coming in, playing his senior year, and not having as much experience as Josh is, like a 3-year starter. He came in here and performed better than anyone could ask him to do. And obviously we came up short, but at the same time we made it all the way to the CIF championship for the third year in a row, which a lot of teams don't do. And when you lose to one of the best teams in the country, you can't really complain because it's not like we're losing to someone who's worse than us. So
yeah, Corona Centennial, not bad this past year. Bosco finishing number 8 in our national top 25. Corona Centennial losing to De La Salle in the state championship game. They finished number 5. Definitely a hotbed out here. We're talking with Sean McGrew tonight, the 2015 National High School Coaches Association Senior National High School Football of the Player of the Year. And I mentioned at the top, some of those stats, the 5,700 yards rushing, the yards per carry. I didn't go into the touchdowns, but those are big numbers as well. When you hear that, now that you've had 3 years to reflect, and now a couple of months now that your high school career is done, anything stand out there to you? I mean, obviously it's got to put a smile on your face, but what kind of pops out after 3 years of playing with the Braves?
Like statistically for me.
Yeah, statistics, or even a game or a moment, or you practice, whatever it may be, just whatever comes to mind.
I mean, what I remember the most probably is my sophomore year in the state semifinal against Corona Centennial, and that was kind of the craziest game I've ever been a part of. The final score was 70-49. The total amount of yards per offense for both teams was ridiculous. We added them up, and it was probably over 1,200 yards. Personally, I had 430 yards in that game, with 7 touchdowns, and I was just speechless after that game, and I'm still speechless to even talk about it because I don't even know how that's possible. and then the feeling after Gavin Wines intercepted the screen pass in the state championship game to seal the deal. And just to hear 18,000 people just screaming in the top of their lungs for us was awesome.
Yeah, you can't beat anything better than a state championship. Sean McGrew on the line, St. John Bosco. Moving on to Washington, he is the 2015 NHSCA Senior National Football Player of the Year. NHSCA handing out Players of the Year since 2020, boys and girls sports. Certainly your numbers may have been bigger this year if it wasn't for the fact that you guys had won a lot of games by topping the 60-point mark and all that, so you didn't play a whole lot of the second halves. But one thing that you did talk about, throughout, and I remember talking to your center, Smitty, at the beginning of the year. You guys, you had some people there about 300 pounds, I think the average of that offensive line. Tell me a little bit about how much you love those guys and how much of a part they played in those stats for you this year and throughout the career.
Yeah, I've been blessed coming to Bosco to run behind probably the best offensive line in the country every year. And them being that big, it just makes my job even easier because I can hide behind them better, and the holes are bigger, and it just makes my job easier to find them and just run by everyone. But I think everyone on the team this year on offensive line, I think we had one guy that was tank who wasn't 300 pounds, which is ridiculous at the high school level. I mean, I think NFL offensive line's averages are about the same as our offensive line average weight this year, and just to be able to run behind some meat like that at the high school level makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah, I don't know. This question just came to me. I talked earlier about you being, a silver medalist in the 100-meter dash. And that is there any way for you to equate? Obviously, you're not getting hit on the track in a dash, but can you compare and contrast the difference between being a fast running back and a great sprinter in track? It's a tough question.
Yeah. Track is definitely a lot easier, I would say, because no one's chasing you and not running for your life. But you are at the same time because you're trying to beat your fastest time or the guy next to you. And I don't know. It depends on the type of play. If it's just wide open and there's like huge hole, and if you just run straight, no one's gonna touch you. It kind of feels like a track race if you're just running straight. Because when you have the ball in your hand, you can kind of like run with a certain form to where you're almost like a full track like form with your arms pumping and stuff. So like sometimes when I'm on the field, I try to run like I am running in track because I know that's how I'm the fastest with my track form, and it helps a lot.
Yeah, no, I can remember. I think it was the Modern Day game that you ran right in front of me. I was shooting the video highlights, and you came. I think it came right, and once you found that daylight, the afterburner was on there. Sean McGrew, the Player of the Year for the NHSCA in High School Football America. Very proud to have him. I'm going to ask you about that award in a second, but I got some information when I wrote the story on the website about you, talking about kind of. You said you've been playing flag since you were a young kid, but evidently you were a pretty good baseball player and then motocross. So let's touch on those two before we let you go here. How good of a baseball player were you? And was it when you finally decided that football was what you wanted to do when you left the sport, or did you still dabble in it a little bit? Tell me a little bit about that.
I actually went to Bosco to play baseball, surprisingly, because I think about 7 or 8 of the kids from my travel baseball team, they all went to Bosco. And they were all a year ahead of me, and it kind of got me on the Bosco train to come in and just play baseball. And my freshman season, I ended up tearing my rotator cuff and my labrum and my throwing shoulder, and I had to take quite a bit of time, missed my freshman baseball season. And by the time I came back, it had been almost like 2 years since I've been on the field, and just playing football at Bosco and just going to the varsity games and just seeing how much energy there is at a football game made me change my mind and just want to stick and put all my time into football. Mm-hmm. And if I was still playing baseball, I think I could have been drafted straight out of high school, and because a lot of my friends did, which is awesome for them. But I just love football so much that I never looked back on it.
Very, very cool. So the motocross thing, I think, I know you're the only person I've ever had on this show in 5 years that, is a very good football player that had motocross in their background. So tell me a little bit about that. I guess that's more of a Southern California thing. If you're out here, you get into motocross or something. To tell me how you got into it and how good you were and what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, I started off, I think, racing BMX when I was like 4 years old, just as like a hobby. My dad, because I started riding my bike without training wheels when I was like 2, and then I got into like racing when I was 4, and then some of the people there also raced dirt bikes, and we ended up going to Supercross one night, and I was like, this is cool, I should get a motorcycle and race like these guys. And I think I was like six years old at the time, or 5, so he got me a PW50 for Christmas, and then I started racing, and then raced all the way till I was about 9, and I had to make a decision on at that point when you move up to a bigger bike, you kind of got to travel around the country and go to all these different races and be homeschooled and kind of quit all your other sports, and I decided to stick to the norm and play baseball, basketball, and football.
That's a cool story. You knew at 6 years old you needed a motorcycle. That's great. Well, Sean, it's been great to have you on, and obviously I can't let you leave the show without talking about the award. You heard me say at the beginning there's some pretty big names that have been honored by the NHSCA and by High School Football America. What does it mean to you to win an award of this magnitude?
It's a great honor, and I'm just really honored to be on the same list of names as Kyler Murray, Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry, and Johnny Manziel. I mean, she's crazy, and she's going to give me more motivation to be a better player at the next level. Being on a list of names like this, I can't disappoint people at the next level, and I just got to work as hard as possible.
Well, Sean, it's been a pleasure watching you, and like I said, everybody within the Bosco program, and they've said nothing but great things about you. So we're pleased to have you as our honoree this year, and we wish you nothing but success in college. And we appreciate you joining us on the show tonight and talking a little bit about not only football but baseball and motocross. It's a new level for high school football America. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
2015 NHSCA High School Football America Player of the Year, Sean McGrew from Bellflower, California's St. John Bosco. Well, that's going to do it for the show. Hey, Super Bowl coming up this Sunday, the final football game for a while in America, so enjoy the Broncos and the Panthers. I want to thank all of our sponsors that make the show possible: USA Today High School Sports, Echo 1612 at echo1612.com. Get instant replay on your sideline 8 seconds after the play is over. Crossover, get a free 5-minute demo by going to highschoolfootballamerica.com, clicking on the banner ad. It's crossoverwithak.com/football, and by Southern Sports Debris Inhibitor Razor. That's the TDI Razor, Razor with a U, RAZUR.com. Put in HSFA as the code and get a discount on your order. All right, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Thanking Coach Joseph and Sean McGrew for joining us. If you missed any of the show, you can listen to the entire show in our archives at highschoolfootballamerica.com. And also, if you want to listen to past shows, they're all there for you at highschoolfootballamerica.com. Just click the audio tab. For now, this is Jeff Fisher saying good night and good sports from sunny Southern California. You've been listening to High School Football America.